Hey there, everybody. Tanya here. Welcome to the second episode, edition of the HMF Live broadcasts. I appreciate you being here. I hope that you will end up finding some value out of these different topics, conversations. And so today, as you can see in the title, is all about accountability and making the decision to commit. Now, obviously, Hustle to Muscle Fitness is a health and fitness page. But I think you'll be able to apply some of the things that I'll talk about, or maybe some of the tips that I give you. I think you'll be able to apply them in really any area of life where you maybe have a decision to make, you have goals that you want to achieve, expectations that you want to live up to, whether you set them for yourself or you're trying to live up to someone else's expectations, which I hope maybe isn't the case. But so I want to talk about, I'm going to start at least with accountability in terms of your health and fitness, because that's what this is all about. But like I said, I think you can transfer these to other areas of your life. So you see me probably on this page as well as my personal page, or if you are a team member of Hustle to Muscle Fitness, you will see me post a lot about challenge groups or accountability groups, or the online fitness boot camp. Sometimes I call them a couple of different things. Because different words strike different people in different ways. So what are these, why and what are these challenge groups, and why do I do them? So first of all, these challenge groups are for, well, one, they are a challenge. Usually you are trying to make a change, and change can be hard. Two, it's also for accountability, which is what I'm really going to focus on a lot here in tonight's conversation. So let me fill you in. Some of you have been in my challenge groups, or have even helped me to lead some of my challenge groups, or maybe are even leading some of your own now if you are a coach on Hustle to Muscle Fitness, or a coach on another team. So here's how my challenge groups work. Typically they end up being 30 days. There are some that are 5 days, those are just around clean eating, but let's start with the 30-day ones. So the 30-day challenge or accountability groups or online boot camps, whatever you want to call them, they're 30 days. They are wrapped around you having a fitness plan, a nutrition plan, and then hopefully also you're including Shakeology, so you get that superfood, healthy, super healthy meal every day. Now, I do these groups. The biggest part is accountability and support. So if you are going to make an investment in a program like, let's say, 21 Day Fix, and you're going to have the Shakeology as well, I don't want you to buy it just because you buy whatever the newest fad is. I'm not about fads. I'm about making lifestyle changes that stick. Things that will work for your lifespan, to help you live a healthier life, to help your life be longer because you're healthier. So I want to make sure that if you're going to purchase this product, that you do it. You're investing. But sitting and collecting dust on your shelf isn't going to do shit for anybody. It doesn't benefit me. It certainly doesn't benefit you. I don't want you to waste your money. If you just want to buy the fad to say, oh yeah, I bought 21 Day Fix, I'm not your coach. I'm the coach that I'm going to stick your feet to the fire, as my grandpa used to say. If you say you want to make the change and you want to be in this group and you need somebody to hold you accountable, I will do that. Now, I may not necessarily, sometimes I might be a bitch about it, but I try not to be. I am straightforward and straight and honest, and I will call you out on your bullshit, but I'll do it in a loving way. But I'm not going to sugarcoat things for you. If I see that you are eating, if you want to lose weight and I see that you're having, 3-4 beers every night, I'm going to call you out on it. If you say that you want to get stronger, but you haven't even opened your DVDs, I'm going to call you on it. And I'm going to be persistent. You could say, hey, you know what? Now's not the time. I'm not interested or whatever. Okay, fine. But if you say you're going to commit and you go into the group and all this, I'm going to hound you. So that's the one thing, is support and accountability. Change is hard, and it's a lot easier when you have somebody backing your play. So that's the first thing. I don't want you to spend the money just to spend the money, because if any of you follow me long enough and know me well enough, I'm kind of a cheapskate. Now, I might buy Shakeology, even though it's, on the spendier side. I might buy a bag of Shakeology for Gary because he drinks it too, and that, can add up quickly. I don't just frivolously throw my money at crap, that especially crap that doesn't work. Shakeology works for me. Shakeology works for him. That's why I make sure it's a priority in my budget. And honestly, when I'm drinking it, which I do every day, for the most part, it really helps cut me back on my sugar. Now, I'm not going to lie, there are times where like PMS is going to take over and I just need to have that piece of chocolate. Sometimes Shakeology doesn't cut it. Most times it does. All right, so that's the first thing, is the accountability and the support to make sure that you're not just throwing your money away. So when you do these challenge groups, you get the fitness plan, which we base around your goals. I work with each person to make sure that it's something that you can do, but you'll still be challenged, something that's going to meet your needs. So if you have a time crunch is an issue, we find one of the short ones. 25 minutes, 22 minutes, 30 minutes, there's options. If you have limited mobility and you're not cleared for maybe the more physical or more vigorous physical activity, okay, we look at something like yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, that kind of thing. There's options. If you're like, I want balls to the walls, I want a hard up challenge, got that too. So I work with each person to make sure that the plan is going to set them up for success. They're also going to get a nutrition guide to help them fuel their body properly and to start to see the results that they want. So it's a complete system: fitness, nutrition, support, and accountability. Now, the other things that you get inside of a challenge group are things to build up your habits. So we do daily challenges to help you build up your habits around your exercise, your nutrition. We also make sure that you get lots of support, motivation. You check into the group every day, and that's how you stay accountable. When you start to slip, I start sending you messages. If you don't respond to my Facebook messages, I start to text you. And then the final thing is I will call you. And then at that point, if you don't respond, I have removed people from the group before because it just didn't, wasn't the right time. That's okay. There's more opportunities. But so you get fitness, nutrition, support, accountability, the weekly check-ins, motivation from the group, and then you get weekly one-on-one coaching sessions with me. That's where I will send you a message and say, hey, how's this week going? What are you struggling with? What can we brainstorm? Maybe we can find some options. What are some things that maybe you didn't consider? Some things that we can figure out how to maybe rework a schedule to get your workouts in. Maybe you don't start out doing the 5, 6, 7 days a week. Maybe you start out shooting for 3 days a week. That's okay. 3 days a week is more than 0, which is what you were doing before. Okay? So you get all of that in a challenge group because of the accountability. If you say that you're going to do something, you don't have to make a big stink about it. But if you're going to, even to yourself, if you say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds this summer, then, pardon the language, but fucking do it. I can coach you until I am blue in the face. But I can only do so much until you actually take the action and push play on the DVD and do the workout, or turn on your blender and make your shake, or do your meal plan or prep for the week. Nothing's going to work. I will provide all the tools that I can and all the support that I can. You still have to take the action. That's accountability. Now, the decision to commit, that's also on you. Again, I provide all the support. I can give you lots of tips, lots of tools. Hell, I could even say, hey, come over to my house, we'll do the workouts together. But unless you drive or walk, drive your ass over to my house and we push play and we do it, it's not going to happen for you. It'll happen for me because I know I will do it. I do it every day. But I had to make that decision to commit. And when I started my fitness journey, challenge groups, accountability groups didn't exist. It was all me. And then the, cheerleading from Gary. So I had to keep myself accountable. I said I was going to do this. I wanted to do this. And that's the other thing too, is my why was because I did not want to fulfill my doctor's prophecy of potentially having a stroke before the age of 30. I did not want to fill my family's genetic legacy of diabetes, heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, obesity. I didn't want that for my future. Thyroid issues, eyesight issues due to complications from being overweight. My why was strong enough to keep me going on my own. But that doesn't mean there weren't days where I just did not want to throw in the towel and say, you know what, the scale's not moving. My clothes aren't any looser, or the scale's moving at a snail's pace. And there were times where Gary was like, you know you want this, you just got to keep doing it, you just got to hang in there. So I didn't have the challenge group, I had Gary, and for the most part I had just this. I had to decide that's what I wanted. So I tried to set myself up with all kinds of ways to keep me motivated. You know, I would put my fattest pictures up on the wall. You know, I had the Miami incident video. I had all of these big clothes. You know, I had this giant red dress that was a size 18 that made me look like the Kool-Aid man. And I had pictures of that. Those were things that motivated me. When I watched, even if it was slowly, when I watched the scale inches go down, I knew, and I said to myself, I'm never going back to that. So when it comes to your accountability, when it comes to making the decision to commit, you got to start with why. Why do you want this? Now, I'm talking about weight loss or whatever your fitness goals are, but it could be going back to school and graduating. Maybe even if you're watching this and you're a high school student and you're failing all your classes, why do you want to work hard to graduate? Not just because I used to work in the schools, so not just because a teacher or someone like me said, this is what you need to do, but what kind of life do you want for yourself? How hard, or, you know, I'm not saying that an education makes life easy, but it makes it a lot easier than not having one. What if there's a promotion that you want? Why do you want it? Why do you want to put your neck out there? Or why do you want to work harder so you can be noticed by your supervisor? What is driving you? And in the case of weight loss, a lot of people start out with, well, because I want to look good. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. But I can tell you from experience that will only motivate you for so long. And even when you do hit that goal, if your goal is to get from a size 12 to a size 6, what's going to keep you going after you hit size 6? Because if you stop, you're going to end up at a size 16. I know that from experience too. Maybe not that drastic, but weight loss, weight gain. So what is your why? There's a great book by Simon Sinek called It Starts With Why. And you can apply it to whether you're in marketing, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether it's your weight loss, whether it's your professional, even your family life. You know, maybe it's your relationship with your spouse, your boyfriend, whatever, that needs improvement, or your girlfriend, whoever, or maybe your parents, sibling. Why is that important to you to repair, rebuild, to strengthen? If it's because you're just in it so you're not alone, if it's because maybe they make a lot of money, it's not going to last. You need to have a deep-seated why you want to do anything. And that why can power you and fuel you a very long way. That's when you decide to commit. Once you decide to commit, then it's up to you to either set yourself up in a way or to surround yourself with people that are going to help keep you accountable to reach your goals. I could, like I said, I can keep talking like this till I'm blue in the face. And this may be very motivating for you. I hope it is. But again, if you don't do anything with it, I might as well be here talking to all of these posters that obviously can't respond, can't hear me. It's like talking to a wall. That's where that saying comes from. So I hope that you will find whatever it is that you need, whatever your goal is. If it's health and fitness, I hope that you will find whatever it is that you need to decide to commit and then to keep yourself accountable. And if that's a coach like me, great. I know I am happy to help. I know there's lots of other coaches out there happy to help. If you're on my team, especially, definitely happy to help. If it's in your financial life, that's another thing that I'm currently working in. Gary and I are working on and struggle with is, getting our financial lives in a better state of health, if you will. And we have to keep each other accountable. I go to other places on social media and whatnot for accountability. I do the YouTube videos. We do the YouTube videos to help inspire others, but also to keep us accountable. Like, hey, people are kind of checking this out. Like, we need to make sure we're still making some momentum, making some progress. So, and then we set ourselves up with goal boards that we always see. They're always on our fridge. And you've seen, if you've watched the videos, you've seen us mark out when we cross out a debt, when we achieve something else on our board. We do these things because, well, maybe it's a little more important to me than Gary, but for me, those are the kinds of things that motivate me. I wish I would have thought of the goal board when I was losing weight. That could have helped me probably progress faster. But, you know, because of that board, you know, we give ourselves benchmark goals and then rewards. We're about to do one of the rewards because we've hit one of the first sets of goals. So at the end of the month, we're going to a Mariners game because we earned it. And that's how we also get to keep accountable. Like, we don't get to do a lot of this really cool stuff until we hit that. So what is it that you want? What for your life? Pick an aspect of your life. What do you want for your finances? What do you want for your job? What do you want for your fitness, your health, your family, your relationships? Decide what you want. Figure out why you want it. Listen to a really great talk with Gary Vaynerchuk today, and he hammered this home. Figured out who, you know, he's talking about figure out who you are. Like, I can give you all of this, but it doesn't mean shit if you don't do anything with it. Same thing here. I can give you all the tools, all the motivational speeches, but it doesn't mean shit until you act. You know, be true to yourself, but then move. Take action. Be who you are and then act. So figure out what it is you want, why you want it. Decide to commit to that, and then do what it takes to keep yourself accountable. So, all right, I'm gonna cut this one off. I think maybe last week was somewhere around the same amount of time. So I'll try to keep this within the 20-ish minutes. But anyway, I hope that this helps you. I hope this at least helps you sit down and reevaluate. Or maybe reapproach something that you're going after, or maybe you're in a rut or you're stuck and you need to figure out how to get out of that. So maybe even start with that book, It Starts With Why by Simon Sinek. Great book, and it'll make a lot of sense. And if you just want the straight in-your-face approach to pretty much anything in life, check out Gary Vaynerchuk or Gary V. VEE is his podcast. So there are lots of ways to figure it out, but those are things that I would tell you to start with. Figure out what you want and why you want it. And is that why superficial? Can you keep asking why and keep digging deep to a new layer? Why would you want that? Why is that important? Why do you want that? Why is that important? What happens when you get there? So decide, commit, succeed. That's one of the Beachbody mottos. So, and it's simple. I mean, this doesn't even have to be about fitness. It's simple. It works. Decide, commit, succeed. So, all right, I'm going to let this wrap up before I continue to ramble on. I hope that these videos help you. And yeah, stay tuned. Let me know again if you have ideas about videos for the future. This one kind of popped up to me today when I was trying to think about what I wanted to talk about, and it just kind of spoke to me because I know that motivation, accountability, sometimes that can be the hardest part. So I'm going to go let my dogs out if you just heard him. So all right, thanks for tuning in, and if you've got any questions, drop them in the comment box below, or send me a message, or even suggestions for next week's video, and yeah, we'll talk soon. Until next week, have a great night, and keep hustling for whatever it is that you want. Peace.